and welcome to another edition of In the Zone with Joan. And I am your host, Joan Minnery. And this is our live talk show on air. And we're just going to do some fun stuff tonight. And we're going to talk to two local female entrepreneurs from Brantford who are going to talk about their business and talk about how COVID has affected them. So, welcome, Jessica and Lisa.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
So, Jess, we're going to start with you. Just tell us who you are, how long you've been in Brantford, and what your business is.
Okay, so I am Jessica Testani and originally from Brantford, Ontario. I own a dance studio here in the city, down on Gray Street, 140 Gray Street, Brantford. It is in the upper unit above Rossini Lodge in their full upper building right now. That's where we are temporarily located until we find ourselves a nice, permanent, cozy home for the future in Brantford. We first established in Woodstock, Ontario in about 2006, and then finally moved our way to Brantford here within the last two seasons, or the last two fiscal years here in Brantford. So, and it's a full-time dance studio. That's what we do.
What's the name of the dance studio, Jess? You
Dance,
didn't tell us.
etc. As you can see right here. Sorry, I left that for last. Save the best for last, I guess.
Uh,
Dance, etc.
Dance, etc. All right, Lisa, one of our new entrepreneurs here in town, but not new to the facility that she is running. Lisa, can you tell us all about yourself, how long you've been in Brantford, and tell us what your business is?
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Joan. So I own Stan and Tan. We are at 225 Fairview Drive in Brantford. It's in the big Shoppers Drug Mart Plaza. And the tanning salon is actually located right in between the Cycle Path and the Magic Nails. There's a big Stan and Tan sign out front of it. The business itself has actually been there for 20 years. I've worked there for 13, and I had previously bought it the year right before COVID. So this is my third year owning the salon.
Okay, congratulations. Okay, well, so welcome. So we have a, dance studio, which is Dance Etc., located at 140 Gray Street, and then we have Stand and Tan, which is located in the Shoppers Drug Mart Plaza on Fairview Drive. What again is the address,
It's
Lisa?
actually 225 Fairview. It's Unit 7, Joan.
225 Fairview.
Yeah.
Hey, so we want to talk to both of you. First of all, we know that both of you were shut down due to COVID, regulations for this phase 3. We want to talk to you about how the shutdown and COVID is affecting your business, and then we'll get a little bit into later on in the interview about the protocols that you were adhering to and why both of you feel, and I totally agree with you, very strongly that you could have stayed open, providing that you were, adhering to what you were doing. So, Jess, if you could, we'll start. Tell us about how the last year has affected you and your business here in Brantford, Ontario.
Well, the first thing I can talk about is that I cater to children and adults for recreational activities or a competitive sport. So, just in that sentence alone, you can know that if I'm catering to the general public and it's an activity that they have to be present for, it really has hit the dance studio or the dance industry pretty hard. So, it doesn't really give us the opportunity to um, fulfill the needs of the students in the way that we want them to feel fulfilled in a dance class. Um, so we've had to resort to no classes or very small classes, which in some cases doesn't quite work for us.
Hmm.
But we do what we can.
All right, Lisa, same question. How has the last year affected your business?
Well, first off, because tanning salons are umbrellaed under the personal services, we are combined with the nail salons and the hair salons, even though we actually have no contact with our clients. Our clients come in the door, they're in a room all by their own selves, they tan for 10 minutes and then they carry on. So that has been a fight in the tanning salon industry, saying that we shouldn't actually be considered a personal service. We should just be considered a service. because we don't actually have to touch you or come close to you. Because the tanning salon, you're going to find we work pretty seasonally. People don't usually tan in the summer because it's nice enough to tan outside. And last year we were closed for the majority of our biggest season to just reopen at summertime, a little bit of a quieter time. After that, the fall time, we usually cater to our holiday tanners. Unfortunately, because nobody was traveling, we lost that clientele as well. So it was a really difficult year for us. We maybe were a little bit naive thinking we would have left all this last year and, restarted this year. So we were very hopeful for that. Unfortunately, we then had to close our doors again Christmas Eve, to be closed this year for the biggest season again, to now, unfortunately, maybe be able to open May 22nd, again, going into that summer period, which is slow for us. So it's definitely been a struggle for sure.
Wow, I didn't realize that it was May 22nd. Last I had heard it was May 7th. I guess that's been extended.
It's been extended again, yes, as of last week. So now now we're looking at the 22nd of May.
Oh gosh. Um, Jess, you talked a little bit about the fact that you have children and teenagers, and what have you seen how these shutdowns have affected the mental health of your dancers and your performers?
Oh goodness. So you can when a student or an adult is passionate about something or has something in their life that really brings life and meaning to their life, they get upset when it's taken from them.
Hmm.
It's like anyone else for anything though, like whatever their passion is, the gym, tanning, curling, bowling, anything. It doesn't matter. But when it comes to dance, there's a lot of young children's lives and mental states at stake. So we've definitely seen some change in, feelings and passion and the life that's inside of them is starting, or the light that's inside of them is starting to kind of dwindle a little bit, and losing out on competitive, excuse me, losing out on competitive dance seasons
Wow.
is where it really kind of like stabs at people's heartstrings and pulls at their heartstrings because they've had that ripped away from them for 2 full seasons now.
Jess, have you lost clientele permanently? Have
Um,
you been affected that way?
Yes. I find that it varies depending on what they were doing at the studio. But like Lisa said, you have tons of clients, people who really love coming in, love what they're doing, or love where they're going. So there's a lot of support there. But do we lose clients in the meantime? Absolutely. Especially if a passion dies off and they lose interest in something, sometimes there's no going back.
Hmm.
So it definitely happens.
So, Lisa, guide me through prior to you being shut down, for this next couple of weeks. Guide me through a typical day of how you were adhering to the COVID guidelines, and like you were saying that you never actually have any contact
Right.
with your tanners. So, just guide me through. I'm walking in. What happens?
So, I mean, for the last 20 years that the salon has actually been there, because it is an establishment where you are coming in and you are, removing your clothes, we've always kept things immaculate, like 100%. Cleaning is not something that's new to us. When the new protocols came into place, we did, with our own finances, put the stickers on the floor. We have a barrier at the front desk, a hand sanitizer station, hand washing stations. We removed all of our hand towels, replaced them with paper towels, which is now, not only an environmental issue, but it's another cost out of our pocket that we've never had to pay for. And it sounds silly, but we now go through paper towel like crazy. um, so right off the bat, you walk in the door. There are two girls who are working. One stands behind the desk. One is at the front lobby. As soon as you open the door, which we go by appointment only, somebody is behind you at that door now wiping off the front handle of the door and the back side of the door. As soon as you walk in, you stand about 8 feet away from the desk. For the most part, our clients, we already know who you are. Like I said, we have you in the appointment book. We have all of your contact information. We know your address, your birthday, the day, the time that you've come into the salon. We know which room you go into. We direct you to a room. You go into that room for, anywhere between 8 to 15 minutes, depending on your tan time. You're in your own space. You go in there, you leave. We wish you a good day. Somebody goes in behind that space, and that whole room is completely sanitized. Everything that you touched, from the floor being washed to the chair being wiped down, to the booths being sanitized, every single thing is completely wiped down. There's absolutely no reason why we should have had to close. None.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Jess, how at your dance studio, dance, etc. How are you keeping the because there are dance teams and there's partners and how are you adhering to the 6 foot apart guidelines?
So, with us this year, this season having a bigger facility and a bigger dance space, we were able to put down the 6 by 6 foot squares using purple tape to make a dance space for everyone so that they feel protected in their own area. And then we also laid a dancer decal in the center of the square, which also helps for little ones too, because they can find a special dancer to stand on while they're taking their dance class. So we have X amount of squares on the floor of our dance space, and those are the squares that the dancers are permitted to be in for about 90% of the class or the duration that they're in the classroom. Afterwards, there's sanitizer everywhere, from the bottom of the stairs to the top of the stairs when you come up, to when the sitting room, if you need to go in there for any emergency reason, to the front of the classroom, to outside the bathroom, inside the area where they would drop their belongings. And we've also kept our classes to a maximum of 10, always, even since the beginning of last year. We kept everything at a minimum so that if anything were to happen ever again, we would already be in the comfort zone of any restriction except lockdown.
Now, Jess, at your dance studio, obviously let's just say every Tuesday night, I'm just gonna throw something out. So a
Hmm.
tap dance class, it's
Hmm.
always the exact same people that are in that class, right? It's not,
Absolutely.
so you
So,
always know who it is.
yeah, so unlike at a gym that has maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 members, we're a small dance studio that knows what children are in that class from September until June.
Okay.
So it's the same amount of children, the same week, the same month, except if someone's absent, or if we have far less in a class that we can accept any new ones. So
Hmm.
we always know who they are. It's always the same children coming in and out. No one different, no general public, no friends, no, you know, other people trying classes unless they're registered with the studio.
So Lisa, and I would assume that the same is for you, because people have to like it's regular clients. You know how to reach them. You know everything about them. How do you feel as a business owner? And we don't want to get political here, but when you see huge lineups at the box stores, and you know that at your business, you only have one person in every 15 minutes and yet you're walking into a box store which is one person every 5 seconds walking in. How does that, the frustration that must be coming from you and Scott, your husband, the co-owner there, how do you feel, how are you dealing with that, how are you like grappling your head around that?
There's a lot of feelings, Joan. There's a I don't know, you kind of go, and I'm sure Jess feels the same. You go through these waves of anger and then frustration and sadness. And I love Walmart. I used to love spending my time in Walmart, going up and down the aisles. I haven't been into the Walmart since COVID happened, and it sounds silly, but I'm angry at them. I'm angry that they can have people lined up to the movie theater. They can have people from all sorts of out of town shoppers come in, touch things, do what they want to do. I just it upsets me to no end that the first things to get shut down are personal services, are gyms, are, are the extracurricular activities, are the dance studios. It's not fair. And the amount of clients that I had come in upset and say, like, we are upset for you. And if we can be 10 minutes of peace and quiet and relaxation for these people who are working in long-term cares and hospitals and grocery stores, and our friends at Shoppers Drug Mart that look forward to coming in and seeing us for 10 minutes a day, and we can't be that for them, but you can go and you can buy your patio set or your whatever else you want. It's not right. I
Yeah.
don't agree with it.
And I think that's I think for any of us who are small business owners, we're all experiencing the same thing, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. Um, I know both of you are definitely believers that COVID is real. And I know that last year at this time we were talking about the fact that we don't know anybody with COVID. We've and then the second phase came, and it was like, well, we were hearing about it, like somebody's next door neighbor's daughter's friend has tested positive, but the circle is getting very small now. Now we know people with COVID. We know people who have been in the hospital. We know people who were actually there currently. Um, One in particular who is fighting for his life today. It's the circle has become much smaller, and COVID is real, and and wherever you feel about the vaccinations, but there's the bigger picture too, is that yes, we need to adhere to these guidelines, and we need to save lives, but we've got you're two out of 2 billion small business who are just struggling to stay alive. What do you have? Do you have like a statement that if you could say something to the powers that be of about COVID, about your shutdown, just in about a 45-second spiel, is there anything you would like to say? Lisa, we'll start with you.
I just feel I am not a COVID denier. I've seen it. I know that it is there. I'm not a mask denier. Everybody that comes into my salon must wear a mask. There are no exceptions for that. And we didn't have any exceptions. We didn't have anybody give us a hard time. I just wish that, when they are deciding and picking who gets to stay open and for what reason, we should be judged on how our business is set up and what we are offering, versus what is essential and what is not essential. Because to a lot of my clients, those 10 minutes of that day is essential to them, and I feel like they would rather have that than to go and do their groceries at Walmart. So I just wish that the government, the cities as a whole, maybe could have took some time, came through the plazas, came to the locations, and looked at what the businesses were doing. One entrance, one exit, everything was clean. I just wish that there would have been a little bit more investigation into what was being allowed to stay open and what was being forced to shut down. Because there are still businesses that are open that I can't understand how they're allowed to be open at this point.
Yeah. Um, Jess, do you think that small business people like yourself would have been more accepting of closing and more in agreement of closing had it all been shut down, like they did in Australia, that they like they did in New Zealand? That if from the get go, if everything had been shut down, that you wouldn't have taken it, so personal. Do you think that maybe the acceptance would have been easier if it had all been cohesive and in agreement with everybody?
Like, there are so many things, like you could
Mhm.
just go on for days. Okay, so here's my thing, is that I feel like people were afraid. I feel like higher up people were afraid to do things that other people did.
Okay.
So for that reason, I feel that's why we're struggling. Like you said, UK, New Zealand, like all those places, they just did it, went for it, just bit the bullet, whether they were punishing big box stores or not, they punished everybody at the same time for the same length of time. Now for us, it's getting into, okay, we have to appease this person, this person, this person, this person first, and then everyone else can just lump it. And that's not how it should work. Not that it, again, this is just my opinion, but if we all just bit the bullet and shut everything down at the same time, we wouldn't be 13, 14 months into this, right? It would have taken 3 or 6 months like other countries or states.
Mm-hmm.
And then the small businesses that could have or did shut down probably could have survived.
It probably could have. Yeah.
Right now, like looking at myself and Lisa, we're lucky to be able to stay alive.
Yeah.
We are so lucky.
Yeah. And then that's where my final question is. Lisa, how can we support you now? What can the people of Brantford and surrounding areas, how can we support Stand and Tan right now?
So the community support has been great on our Facebook and our Instagram, which is just Stand and Tan. It's very easy to find. My husband and I, we have set up an online store. It's shop.standandtan.com, where we do allow curbside pickup because we are considered retail. We carry everything from, not only tanning products indoor and outdoor, but we have hats and scarves and jewels and anklets and bracelets and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And just small things, Joan, like if you like our post on Facebook, like it, share it, send it to a friend. Community Votes right now is on in Brantford, so that runs until May. So you can go on the Facebook there and like all of your local businesses. If you stop there once and you had a good time, like them, show them some love right now. We all need to band together and let's just boost each other up. Stop tearing each other down.
Amen to that. Amen
Right?
to that.
Yeah.
That's just the same thing. How can we as a community support Dance Etc.? What can we do? Because you're shut down now till May 22nd. What can we do right now to support you?
I always say love is free. So like, share, and comment on posts and anything that you see. You can follow us at our, social media handles at DXDance19 for Facebook, or Dance Etc. for Facebook, and Instagram for at DXDance19. So you can like, you can share, you can comment. We do have merch that is available through our studio. You can reach out to us. We do have masks. We have other kinds of clothing that our clients have been so kindly purchasing the last few weeks, as well as one of my friends had done a mini fundraiser. She made clay jewelry earrings that she sold, and whoever purchased one or some, the 100% of the proceeds would go to Dance Etc. And that is Amanda Booth at Trinkets by Amanda Booth. So she's done that and raised over $300 for our studio right now.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's great. So, Jess, when May 22nd hits, you will be open for business. Are you accepting new dancers? And do you want to give?
We're always accepting new registrations as long as our classes are not at capacity, and as long as we can follow the rules and regulations given by the health board, letting us know how many people we can have in the building and how many we can have in a class. But right now they're saying May 22nd at least.
At least. Okay,
So
and this is Dance Etc. Upstairs at the Rossini Lodge, 140 Gray Street, and you have been there for a little over a year.
yes.
And yeah, so hopefully, as of May 22nd, okay, we hope you'll be open again and accepting new dance students
Yes.
because the kids are going to be, and the adults, because you have adult classes as
Yes,
well, are going to
absolutely.
be wanting to do some activities. And Lisa, May 22nd, gosh, that seems so long. You will be accepting new people in to tan and is there anything else other than tanning that's offered at Stand and Tan?
So we do spray tans as well. They're not just UV booths, so there are spray tan options. Like I said, we do carry your sunscreens, any of your accelerators for outside. So if you want to, you are going to sit in your backyard or wherever you're going, we do offer those products as well, sunglasses, things like that. So we do have retail space. And we have some exciting new things that we are taking care of in the salon right now. So when it does come time to open, we may have some new services to offer. So
Wonderful.
that will all be on Facebook and Instagram as we go forward too. So
Hey, great. So thank you, folks. Thank you for Jessica from Dance Etc. and Lisa from Stand in Tan. We really appreciate you being special guests here on In the Zone with Joan. And this will be posted to YouTube and Facebook and various social media once we get it all edited. But thank you, girls, for coming on. I know
Thank you, Joan.
it's been so tough for the last year for both of you, and we applaud you for sticking it out. I know that you're really strong Brantford community people, and I know that from the love that I've seen from all of your clients, whether they're dancers or tanners, and some of the dancers are tanners, and some of the tanners are dancers. But congratulations on both of you taking on brand new businesses, relatively brand new within the last couple years, and going for your dreams. And we hope that we can just keep supporting them and keep you going, even if it's just boosting some morale. Hey, my name is Joan Minnery, and this is In the Zone with Joan. And thank you very much, and God bless everyone. Woohoo!